Alright, here at Roosevelt Park with the Lectric e-bike XP. This is just south of downtown San Antonio. And we're right next to the trail, and there's the river. We're going to try to hit we're going to go along this Riverwalk trail. It's called the Mission Trail. We're going to try to hit as many missions as we can today. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we've gone about a mile, a little over a mile, according to the odometer. Going south of San Antonio. I just passed the Confluence Park, and this is where two of the rivers merge up, and that's why it's called Confluence Park. And it goes down into this single river. And I think we're pretty close to the first mission, about a mile away, so I'll try to make it to that mission. Alright, we're at Mission Concepcion. This is about 1.8 miles so far. There's the information booth, and there's the mission right there. This is all part of the I think it's the National Historic Trail. And you can see the old mission there. These all have like free admission, so it's a pretty good deal. And you could rent an e-bike, just go along the trail. So let's continue. Alright, we're continuing on. We just left Mission Concepcion. I think the next one is Mission San Jose, if I remember correctly. There's a golf course here along the way with a nice little bike trail here. Let's see, how far have we gone so far? 2.3 miles. So we'll continue on the mission trail, going on to the next mission. Alright, I've gone about 3.1 miles. Let's see how the battery's doing. 51.1. Still pretty good. 27 minutes. Still going along the river trail here. Mission Reach, I think is what they call it. And they got these big pavilions along the way, give you a lot of shade. And yeah, this river was redone about 10 years ago to make it more natural habitat for birds and just a lot more beautiful than it used to be. So it makes a really nice trail to go down. So we're still heading to the next mission. Alright. Oh, and there's also an RV park just right over here. Can't quite see it, but it's right next to the trail. Which would be perfect for bringing your RV and then just go biking along the trail. Alright. Yeah, here's the RV park I was talking about. I just went down a little bit further so you could see it. They've also got little cottages back there that you could rent. And there's the pavilion I was at just a minute ago. This is Roosevelt Avenue. And yeah, you can see here's the missions coming up. Mission San Jose is 1.7 miles. Mission San Juan is 4 miles. Mission Espada, 5.3 miles. So we'll try to hit all those missions on this trip, as long as the battery holds up. So far it's doing just fine. All right, so we've gone about 4 miles so far. We're on the outside of Mission San Jose. There's a nice park here. They have some nice artwork here as well. It's like a shaded area with metal sculpture and some, looks like some cactus or cacti up on top that are growing there. Yeah, the river is just right down there. So yeah, we've got a bunch of pavilions here. I think you can rent these out for big parties and stuff, but there's plenty of places just to sit and have a picnic or whatever. Oh, I think you can almost see the Mission San Jose, the church right over there. So I'm not going to go in there, but they're all free, I think, to enter. They might have tours and stuff as well, I'm not really sure. But yeah, so we hit Mission San Jose. Let's continue on to the next one. All right, we're continuing on. We're up to 5.6 miles so far. Just wanted to stop here and show you these B-cycle e-bikes that you can rent. These are pretty nice. I think they're Trek bikes basically with Bosch motors and everything, so they're pretty high-end. And you can just there's an app that you can download and you can rent these out pretty easily. There's also a kiosk here that you can use. I think they're about $5 per half hour or something like that, which is pretty reasonable for a nice e-bike like that. And here's the trail. Here's my bike. Yeah, we should be getting pretty close to the next mission, so we'll see how far it is. All right, here we are just past Espada Park, which is pretty close to Mission Espada. We're at 5.9 miles. Here's the river. You can see there's a kayak out there. Sometimes people go fishing. And kayaking, you can just drop off here. And I think they got rentals as well for you know, if you don't have a kayak yourself. So here we go. Let's go to the Mission Espada. Went a little bit further. Just wanted to show you this dam here along the river. They got several dams, which makes it pretty nice for kayaking or fishing or whatever. And then the next section of the river continues. Looks like there's some sort of refinery over there. But in general, this is a semi-rural area. It's not that many houses and stuff along here. It's an older part of town. I mean, it's where the missions are, so the missions have probably been here, I don't know, quite a long time, a couple hundred years or more. So let's see how many miles we got so far. 6.3 miles. And I think Mission Espada is just right over there. So let's see if we can get a little bit closer to it. I just stopped here to see this art exhibit. It's called the Whispers Art Exhibit. And I think on a windy day, probably makes some whistling sound or some sound of some sort. It's kind of cool. We're not right next to the river. There's the river down there. Just going along the trail. I may have passed that other one of the missions because there wasn't I would have had to take a side trail or something to get there. But it looks like the next mission, San Juan, is only 3/10 of a mile. So we're pretty close to that. And we've gone 7.2 miles so far. Here we are at Mission San Juan. I had to cross over to the other side of the river to get to it. 7.6 miles. Here's the entrance to it. You can see there's various buildings. There's a wall around it. And yeah, mission is there. I think some of these missions actually still have a service on Sundays. I'm not sure which ones have it, but you could potentially go to a service here. And all the missions have the those B-cycle e-bike rentals, so you could actually just go to one of the missions and then rent an e-bike from there and go along the trail and see the other missions or whatever, but there's lots of options here. All right, let me continue on to the next mission. All right, took a little detour to see this aqueduct. I'm up to 8.2 miles. There's an old aqueduct that they used to get the water, I guess, to flow to the missions. Don't know too much about it, but there's some info on it right there. Looks like a original construction. And there's a park over here. Lots of parks along the river here. All right, I think the next mission is Mission Espada, if I'm correct. So I'll continue heading in that direction. All right, made it to Mission Espada. This is the southernmost mission south of San Antonio. Let's see how far we've gone so far. 9.8 miles. And you can see the remains of the mission all around here. Nice wall and stuff. And there's a parking area. So I'm going to start heading back towards downtown San Antonio. See what else we could see. But let's check the battery out. 48.1 volts. Looks like we lost a couple bars. Hour and 17 minutes. So I'd say we've got about half the battery left. Probably a little bit more. Enough to get back at least. So I'll turn around and head back, and I'll try to go on the other side of the river. See if there's some additional sights that we can see. All right. Let's continue. Well, I went to the other side of Mission Espada. Just wanted to show you the trail. You can see there's a trailhead here. And the mission trail continues on even past Mission Espada. There's another pavilion. And let's see how many miles. We're at 10.2 miles here. So I just went on the other side of that mission. And you can see the trail continues on here and goes south probably another 15 miles. This is one of the newer sections of the trail system in San Antonio. So yeah, you could bike a long way. I think they're doing construction about 6 or 7 miles down this way because a bridge went out a couple of years ago. They're still trying to rebuild it, I guess. But it's a really nice trail system. Not too many people on it, but there's a few. You'll see them around. But I'm going to start heading back towards downtown San Antonio because my battery won't make it too much further if I continue on. Maybe for another ride I'll go from here on down to the end. All right, let's see what else we find over here. All right, I was starting to head back to San Antonio, went across to the other side of the river. This is on the other side of Mission Espada, and kind of got lost. I went down these little trails here. It's kind of cool, lots of trees, and I don't think this is meant to be biked on, but I'll head back to the main trail. But I just wanted to show you sort of the backside of Mission Espada. It looks like they have a little creek here that goes down to the river. But pretty nice little unexpected detour. I'm at 11.6 miles. So we'll continue on back to downtown San Antonio. All right, I'm back to the front of Mission San Juan now. This is the Riverfront parkway. So I'm going to head in this direction, see where it leads. It looks like there's like a gravel road over here, which is kind of nice, having the little bit fatter tires. It's a lot safer to go on gravel. But 12 miles so far, and continuing back towards the main part of San Antonio. I've been going on this trail here that was gravel for about half a mile or so. It's a little bit bouncy. Probably want to lower the PSI in my tires if it was for too much longer, but just to make it more comfortable. Right now the tires are at 30 PSI. Probably I could lower them to 20 PSI and I'd be a little bit more comfortable on the gravel. But this section shouldn't be too long. Yeah, so I'm up to 12.5 miles so far. Just wanted to show this part. Looks like the trail splits off into the Green Line Brooks, and that's another trail system that goes out that way. Not sure how many miles it goes, but it goes for a few miles that way. Not going to go that way today. I'm going to stick to the Riverwalk today. But you can see, yeah, the Riverwalk is 0.8 miles to the right. And Mission San Juan, where we just came from, was 0.6 miles to the left. And this is the sort of a trail map that shows where the river trail goes. It goes all along here to all the different missions. It's a really nice trail system if you get a chance to ride it. All right, we'll continue on that gravel section over there. All right, we're on the other side of the river, just heading back towards San Antonio, downtown. You can see there's people paddling along here. This is actually an official paddling trail, so if people are into paddling, you could do that. And also just right up here, there's a nice, like a dock area, wooden dock where several people are fishing. So I guess there's fishing here too. But pretty beautiful day to be out here. A little bit windy, but I don't mind it. It's going to be over 100 degrees today, so the wind helps keep cooler. And the trail just keeps on going that way, so I'll keep heading that way. Let's see how many miles we've gone so far. 13.7. So here we go. I thought I'd stop here. It's a little bit higher up. You could see the river a little bit better and the trail system. There's a bridge here. And that's the that's one way you can go around the mission. It's a gravel road, or you could just stay closer to the river and it's paved over on this side. And you could kind of see the paved trail going off there in the distance, and that's the direction I'm heading. We're at 13.9 miles. Voltage is 47, so we still got plenty of power left. Hour and 51 minutes. Been stopping quite a bit. Total is 131 miles on this bike so far. Still had 0 issues with it so far. So I'll continue on. And there's quite a few birds out here. This is like a wildlife habitat restoration area. They restored a lot of this habitat. Looks like there's a lot of algae though. Just went down to the Riverwalk. There's another one of those dams. And there's I don't know what kind of bird that is, but beautiful bird. And another pavilion. And then this goes down to the dam, down to the other section. We're at 14.9 miles. Just came from the Riverwalk, over there, the river, and there's this place called Hot Springs, I think. Used to be an old hotel and hot springs. They've tried to restore it the best they could. And you can see the remains of the hotel and the pools and hot springs that used to be here. Even says high diving there, prohibited. But yeah, this is part of the park system. They, I guess, try to maintain some of the history of the area. So yeah, that's looks like hotel over there, part of it. And here's some information on it if you want to look into it further. But it's right next to the river, so it's an easy stop, and it's probably worth taking a look at. So I'll continue heading in this direction towards downtown San Antonio. I think we're up to about 16 miles so far. This is a new building here on the Riverwalk, or on the river. Yeah, the river is just right over here. You can see the trail on that side, and as well as on this side. If you look over there, there's a big tower. It's the Tower of the Americas. It's several hundred feet high, and it's a nice tourist spot in downtown San Antonio. So you can tell we're getting closer to downtown. And let's see, how many miles have I gotten so far on the Lectric XP? 17.8 miles. So I think we just got a couple more miles to go. We should be back to our starting point. All right, I kind of looped around. Down there about 1.5 miles was the Confluence Park, where the two rivers flow in. So I went the other way. There's more like a creek over here because they don't dam it up. But the trail goes that way for many miles. Is the Klein Street trailhead, and downtown is in that direction. So I'm gonna cross through the city streets to get over there, back to where I started. But this is sort of just south of downtown, about 1 mile or so. Some older neighborhood. So I've gone, let's see, 19.3 miles so far, and the battery's at 46.2 or so. So 2.5 hours almost. So it's done pretty good. I've got probably another 1.5 miles to get back to where the car is parked, where I started this. This is on the Lectric XP Lite. All right, made it back to where I started. Roosevelt Park is right over there. That's where I started. And yeah, you can see there's another dam here. And going up this way is really getting into the heart of the Riverwalk. So like if you go this way for the next mile, you'll get into the downtown Riverwalk area, the tourist area. You can see the Tower of the Americas, the top of it right there in the background. And you can see this is also where the Lone Star Brewery is, or used to be. It closed down a long time ago. They're just starting to redevelop it. They're going to redevelop it into condos and restaurants and stuff. Probably take 5 or 10 years to build it out, but it should be nice because it's right next to the river here and the trail. So let's see where we are mileage wise. 21.3 miles. Looks like I've only got 3 bars left, and voltage is 45.9. So I could probably go another 3 miles or so. 2 hours 40 minutes. 21 miles. So yeah, I could probably go 25 miles total on something like this where it's relatively flat. I've been going mostly on level 2 or level 3 pedal assist, and there's just some little hills here and there, but nothing significant. But it was a nice ride, nice day. It's starting to get hot now, so it's a good time to end this ride. This is on the Lectric XP Lite. Until next time.